Welcome to our channel, where we dive deep into the complex world of mature relationships and authentic connections. I'm your host, and today we're tackling a topic that many of you have been asking about in the comments. If you're a woman who has lived, loved, and learned through decades of experience, this video is specifically crafted for you. Before we begin, I want you to do me a huge favor. If this content resonates with you, please hit that like button right now. It helps our channel reach more amazing women like yourself who deserve to understand the truth about modern dating and relationships. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest insights. If you find this information valuable, please consider supporting our channel with super thanks. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue creating content that matters to you. Now, let's address something that might be uncomfortable, but is absolutely necessary to discuss. As a mature woman, you've likely encountered men whose words don't match their actions. You've probably found yourself wondering, what does he really want from me? Or, is he genuinely interested in who I am, or is there something else driving his attention? Here's the reality that nobody talks about openly. When you're an older woman, especially one who has achieved success, independence, or simply carries herself with the confidence that comes with life experience, you become a target for men with very specific and often hidden agendas. Some are seeking financial security, others are looking for emotional caretaking without reciprocation. Some want the status of being with an accomplished woman, while others are simply seeking easy access to physical intimacy without commitment. But here's what I want you to understand right from the start. You are not obligated to decipher mixed signals or make excuses for grown men who can't be direct about their intentions. You deserve clarity, respect, and genuine connection. The key is learning to recognize the subtle behaviors that reveal what a man truly wants from you before you invest your time, energy, or emotions. Today, we're going to examine 5 specific behaviors that act as windows into a man's soul. These aren't the obvious red flags that most dating advice focuses on. These are the subtle, nuanced patterns that only become clear when you know exactly what to look for. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap for distinguishing between men who see you as a whole person worthy of love and respect, and those who view you as a means to an end. This isn't about becoming cynical or closing your heart to love. It's about becoming strategic and protective of your precious energy. It's about recognizing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less than authentic intention and genuine connection. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's dive into these 5 revealing behaviors that will change how you evaluate the men in your life forever. Behavior 1. How he responds to your success and independence. The first behavior that reveals a man's true intentions toward an older woman is how he responds to your success and independence. This is perhaps one of the most telling indicators of his character and what he's really seeking from your connection. Pay close attention to this because it's subtle but incredibly revealing. When you share your achievements, talk about your career, mention your financial independence, or discuss your life accomplishments, watch his reaction carefully. Not just his words, but his entire demeanor, his body language, and the questions he asks afterward. A man with genuine intentions will respond to your success with what I call celebratory curiosity. He'll be genuinely impressed and want to know more about how you achieved what you've accomplished. He'll ask thoughtful questions about your journey, the challenges you overcame, and what drives your passion. His admiration will feel pure and uncomplicated. He'll make comments like, "That's incredible. How did you manage to build that from scratch?" Or, "Your determination is inspiring. Tell me more about what that experience taught you." Most importantly, he won't immediately follow up your success stories with references to how stressed or tired you must be, suggestions that you need someone to take care of you, or subtle implications that your achievements have come at the cost of your personal happiness. A genuine man celebrates your strength without trying to position himself as the solution to problems you haven't expressed having. On the flip side, a man with hidden agendas will respond to your success in distinctly different ways, and you need to recognize these patterns immediately. Some men will respond with what I call diminishing enthusiasm. They'll give you a quick "that's nice" or "good for you," and then quickly change the subject to something about themselves or something completely unrelated. This reaction suggests they're either intimidated by your success or simply not interested in you as a complete person. But here's where it gets more insidious. Some men will respond to your success with rescue positioning. They'll focus intensely on the sacrifices you've made, the stress you must be under, or how lonely it must be at the top. Comments like, "You've been so focused on your career, you probably haven't had time to truly enjoy life," or "Success like yours must come with a lot of pressure. You deserve someone to help you unwind and just be a woman." This response is particularly manipulative because it acknowledges your achievements while simultaneously suggesting they've somehow diminished your femininity or happiness. He's positioning himself as the missing piece in your life, the one who can help you finally relax and be taken care of. This is classic behavior from men who are seeking either financial security or the ego boost of taming a successful woman. Another variation is what I call opportunistic admiration. These men suddenly become very interested in the details of your success, but their questions focus more on your assets, your business connections, your financial status, or your lifestyle, rather than the personal qualities that led to your achievements. They might ask, "Do you own your home outright?" Or, "Your business must be doing really well. Do you have employees?" These questions disguised as interest are actually reconnaissance missions. Then there's the expertise positioning response. This is when a man responds to your success by immediately offering unsolicited advice or sharing stories about how he could help you do things better, more efficiently, or more profitably, even if you haven't asked for advice or indicated any dissatisfaction with your current situation. He begins positioning himself as someone who has knowledge or connections that could benefit you. This reveals a man who sees your success as an opportunity to insert himself into your life as indispensable. Watch for men who respond to your independence with subtle challenges or tests. They might suggest activities or make plans that require you to be financially dependent on them for the evening, or they'll propose scenarios where they get to demonstrate their ability to provide for you. A man who truly respects your independence won't feel the need to prove he can override it. Here's something crucial that many women miss. Pay attention to how he talks about your success when you're not around. Does he brag about dating a successful woman to his friends? Does he mention your achievements as a way to boost his own status? You can often tell by how he introduces you to others. If he leads with your professional accomplishments or financial status rather than your personal qualities, he may be more interested in the prestige of being associated with your success than in you as a person. The timing of when he brings up your success is also revealing. A man with genuine intentions will naturally incorporate discussions about your achievements into broader conversations about your life, your values, and your experiences. A man with ulterior motives will either avoid the topic entirely if he's intimidated, or he'll bring it up frequently if he's trying to position himself advantageously. Remember, a man who truly values you will see your success and independence as attractive qualities that make you more interesting, not as problems to be solved or opportunities to be exploited. He'll support your continued growth and success rather than suggesting, directly or indirectly, that you'd be happier or better off scaling back your ambitions to focus on the relationship. Your success and independence are not obstacles to love. They're gifts that the right man will treasure and support. The wrong man will see them as either threats to his ego or opportunities for his advancement. Learn to distinguish between these reactions, and you'll save yourself months or years of involvement with men who don't truly see or value who you are. Behavior 2. his approach to physical intimacy and emotional connection. The second behavior that reveals a man's true intentions is how he approaches the balance between physical intimacy and emotional connection. This is where many mature women get confused because the dynamic is different from what they might have experienced in their younger years, and men with ulterior motives know exactly how to exploit this difference. First, let's establish what healthy progression looks like. A man with genuine intentions understands that as a mature woman, you've likely experienced relationships where physical attraction existed without emotional depth, and you're no longer interested in that dynamic. He'll naturally want to establish emotional intimacy alongside physical attraction. His approach to physical intimacy will feel organic, respectful, and connected to the emotional bond you're building together. He'll be genuinely interested in your thoughts, your experiences, your dreams, and your perspectives before making any significant physical advances. When physical intimacy does develop, it feels like a natural extension of the emotional connection you've already established. He'll check in with you, ensure you're comfortable, and make the experience about mutual connection rather than just physical gratification. Most importantly, a man with genuine intentions won't separate physical intimacy from emotional intimacy. After intimate moments, he'll want to talk, to hold you, to continue connecting. He won't suddenly become distant or businesslike. The physical and emotional aspects of your relationship will feel integrated and balanced. Now, let's examine the concerning behaviors that reveal ulterior motives. The first red flag is what I call emotional bypassing. This is when a man tries to fast-track physical intimacy while keeping emotional intimacy superficial. He might be affectionate and attentive when he wants physical connection, but he becomes less available for deeper conversations about life, feelings, relationships, or future plans. These men have mastered the art of creating just enough emotional connection to make physical intimacy feel meaningful to you, while carefully avoiding the kind of deep emotional vulnerability that leads to genuine partnership. They'll share surface-level personal information and ask surface-level questions about your life, but they won't engage in the kind of meaningful conversations that create lasting emotional bonds. Another revealing pattern is compartmentalized intimacy. A man with this approach treats physical intimacy as completely separate from the rest of your relationship. He might be passionate and attentive during intimate moments, but afterward, he shifts back into casual friendship mode or becomes focused on practical matters. There's no integration between the physical and emotional aspects of your connection. Pay attention to men who seem primarily motivated by novelty or conquest rather than connection. As an older woman, you represent a different experience for many men, and some are driven more by curiosity or the thrill of the chase than by genuine interest in you as a person. These men will often be very intense and focused during the pursuit phase, but once physical intimacy is achieved, their interest level drops significantly. Watch for what I call performance-focused intimacy. These men are more concerned with impressing you with their sexual prowess or stamina than with creating a genuine connection. They might make comments about their experience with women, their physical abilities, or their techniques. While confidence can be attractive, this type of focus reveals someone who sees intimacy as a performance or competition rather than a connection. Another concerning pattern is conditional emotional availability. These men are emotionally present and engaging when they're interested in physical intimacy, but they become distant, busy, or unavailable when you need emotional support or want to deepen your connection in non-physical ways. They've learned that mature women value emotional connection, so they provide just enough to maintain your interest, but they withdraw it strategically to keep you off balance. Here's something many women don't realize. Some men specifically seek relationships with older women because they assume you'll be more sexually experienced and less emotionally demanding than younger women. They're looking for physical satisfaction without the complications they associate with serious relationships. These men will often make comments about how refreshing it is to be with someone who doesn't play games or who knows what she wants. But what they really mean is they're hoping for physical intimacy without emotional commitment. Pay close attention to how he talks about intimacy and relationships in general. Does he focus primarily on physical aspects, or does he naturally discuss emotional connection, compatibility, and partnership? Men with genuine intentions will talk about both aspects as equally important and interconnected. Notice whether he respects your boundaries and pace regarding physical intimacy. A man with genuine intentions will never pressure you or make you feel guilty for wanting to take things slowly. He understands that trust and comfort develop over time, and he's willing to invest in that process because he values the relationship, not just the physical outcome. Be wary of men who seem more interested in your body than your mind, who make frequent sexual comments or innuendos early in the relationship, or who steer conversations towards sexual topics when you're trying to have meaningful discussions about other aspects of life and connection. Also watch for men who become less attentive and communicative after physical intimacy occurs. If his texting frequency decreases, his date planning becomes less thoughtful, or his general interest in your life diminishes after you've been intimate, this reveals someone who was primarily motivated by physical conquest rather than genuine connection. Remember, healthy physical intimacy enhances emotional connection rather than replacing it. The right man will want both, and he'll understand that for a mature woman, the two are inseparably linked. He won't try to rush physical intimacy, and he won't use it as a substitute for genuine emotional investment in your relationship. Behavior. 3. How he handles your time and attention. The third behavior that reveals a man's true intentions is how he handles your time and attention. This is particularly crucial for older women to understand, because your time has become more precious with age and experience, and how a man treats this valuable resource says everything about how he values you as a person. Let's start with what respectful time and attention management looks like. A man with genuine intentions recognizes that you have a full life with responsibilities, relationships, interests, and commitments that existed long before he entered the picture. He doesn't see these aspects of your life as obstacles to overcome, but as integral parts of who you are that he wants to understand and respect. He'll make plans in advance, understanding that your schedule likely requires coordination. He won't expect you to be available at a moment's notice or assume that your time is unlimited. When he asks to spend time with you, he'll suggest specific activities and timeframes, showing that he's thoughtfully considered how to make the time together meaningful and enjoyable for both of you. Most importantly, he'll be fully present when you're together. He won't be constantly checking his phone, distracted by other concerns, or treating your time together as something to get through rather than something to savor. He understands that quality time is about focused attention and genuine engagement. Man with genuine intentions will also respect the time you spend apart. He won't bombard you with constant texts or calls demanding your attention throughout the day. He understands that healthy relationships require balance and that you both need space to maintain your individual lives and identities. Now, let's examine the concerning behaviors that reveal ulterior motives. The first red flag is what I call attention hoarding. These men seem to need constant validation and attention from you. They'll text you throughout the day expecting immediate responses, become sulky or passive-aggressive if you don't reply quickly, or make comments about how you must not be that interested if you don't prioritize communicating with them constantly. This behavior reveals someone who sees you primarily as a source of emotional validation rather than as a partner. They're more concerned with having access to your attention whenever they need an ego boost than with building a balanced, mutually respectful relationship. Another concerning pattern is convenience-based availability. These men will expect you to be available when it's convenient for them, but they'll be consistently unavailable when you need them or want to spend time together. They might call you late at night when they're bored or lonely, expect you to accommodate their spontaneous plans, but be mysteriously busy when you suggest activities or need their support. Pay attention to men who seem to view your time as less valuable than their own. They might consistently run late for dates without adequate explanation or apology, cancel plans at the last minute, or suggest activities that are convenient for them but require significant time or effort from you. This reveals someone who doesn't truly respect what your time is worth. Watch for what I call testing behaviors around your time and attention. Some men will deliberately make unreasonable requests or demands to see how much of your time and energy you're willing to sacrifice for their benefit. They might ask you to change important plans to accommodate them, expect you to drop everything when they want to see you, or become demanding if you prioritize other commitments. These testing behaviors are designed to establish a dynamic where your time and attention become increasingly available to them, while they maintain complete control over their own schedule and priorities. It's a power play disguised as romance. Another red flag is comparative attention-seeking. These men will make comments about how much time you spend on other activities, relationships, or responsibilities, implying that you should be prioritizing them instead. Comments like, "You spend more time at work than with me," or "You always have time for your friends but never for me," reveal someone who sees your other commitments as competition rather than natural parts of your life. Be particularly wary of men who become possessive of your time very early in the relationship. While it's natural for people to want to spend time together as feelings develop, someone who immediately expects to be your primary priority or who becomes jealous of your other commitments is revealing controlling tendencies. Notice how he responds when you maintain boundaries around your time. A man with genuine intentions will respect when you say you're not available or when you need to prioritize other responsibilities. A man with ulterior motives will push back against your boundaries, try to make you feel guilty for having other priorities, or sulk when he doesn't get the access he wants. Pay attention to whether he invests his own time thoughtfully in the relationship or if he expects you to do most of the emotional and logistical work. Does he plan dates, remember important things about your life, and make efforts to integrate meaningfully into your world? Or does he expect you to do the majority of the relationship maintenance while he simply shows up when it's convenient? Also, watch for men who seem primarily interested in filling their own time and emotional needs rather than building something mutual. They might contact you mainly when they're bored, lonely, or need something from you, but be less available when you want to connect or need support. Here's something crucial. Notice whether he respects the time you spend on self-care, personal growth, and your own interests. A man with genuine intentions will encourage you to maintain your hobbies, friendships, and personal development because he understands these things make you who you are. A man with ulterior motives will see these activities as taking away from what you could be giving him. Remember how a man handles your time and attention reveals how much he values you as a complete person versus how much he values what you can provide for him. Your time is precious and finite, and it should only be given to men who demonstrate through their actions that they understand and respect its worth. Behavior 4. His attitude toward your past and future. The fourth behavior that reveals a man's true intentions is his attitude toward both your past experiences and your future aspirations. This is particularly significant for older women because your history is rich with experiences, lessons, relationships, and achievements that have shaped who you are today. How a man responds to your past and engages with your future plans reveals whether he sees you as a complete person worthy of respect or as someone he's hoping to reshape for his own purposes. Let's first examine what a healthy attitude looks like. A man with genuine intentions will be genuinely curious about your past without being invasive or judgmental. He'll want to understand the experiences that shaped your values, your wisdom, and your perspective on life. He'll ask thoughtful questions about your journey, not to gather ammunition for later use, but because he genuinely wants to know and understand the woman he's getting to know. He'll respond to your past relationships with maturity and understanding, recognizing that your previous experiences have contributed to your growth and have prepared you to be the woman you are today. He won't be threatened by your history or feel the need to compete with your past. Instead, he'll appreciate that your experiences have given you clarity about what you want and don't want in relationships. When it comes to your future, a man with genuine intentions will want to understand your goals, dreams, and plans. He'll be supportive of your aspirations and will look for ways that you might build a future together without requiring you to abandon your individual goals. He'll see your future-mindedness as a positive trait and will want to align his own goals with yours in a way that benefits both of you. Now let's examine the concerning behaviors that reveal ulterior motives. The first red flag is what I call past weaponizing. These men will seem very interested in learning about your previous relationships, but they'll use this information against you later. They might bring up your past during arguments, make comparisons that put you down, or use your vulnerabilities against you when they want to win a point or regain control. They'll also often focus disproportionately on your relationship history, wanting to know intimate details about previous partners, the reasons relationships ended, or specific experiences you've had. While some curiosity is natural, excessive focus on your romantic past often reveals someone who's either looking for ways to position themselves as superior to previous partners or who's gathering information to use strategically later. Another concerning pattern is history erasure. These men will show little interest in your past experiences, achievements, or relationships. They might make comments like, "The past doesn't matter. Let's focus on us." Or, "I don't need to know about your previous relationships." While this might initially seem like a positive, non-jealous attitude, it often reveals someone who doesn't want to understand you as a complete person because they're not interested in genuine connection. Watch for men who respond to your past with judgment or attempts at fixing. They might make comments about how you wasted time in previous relationships, suggest that you made poor choices in the past, or position themselves as the solution to all your previous relationship problems. Comments like, "If you'd been with the right man, you wouldn't have had to deal with that," or "You deserved so much better than what those men gave you," might sound supportive, but they often reveal someone who's positioning themselves as your savior rather than your partner. When it comes to your future, pay attention to men who show little interest in your goals and aspirations. If you mention career plans, travel dreams, personal projects, or life goals, and he shows minimal enthusiasm or quickly changes the subject to his own plans or to your relationship, this reveals someone who doesn't truly see you as an individual, with your own valid ambitions. Even more concerning are men who actively discourage your future plans or try to redirect them toward what would benefit him. He might suggest that your career goals are too stressful, that travel plans are unnecessary when you could spend that money on something for the relationship, or that your personal projects are taking time away from what you could be building together. Watch for what I call future hijacking. These men will seem initially supportive of your plans, but they'll gradually try to insert themselves as necessary components of your future goals. They'll volunteer to help with your projects in ways that make them indispensable, suggest that your travel plans would be better if they came along, or imply that your goals would be more achievable with their support and involvement. Another red flag is timeline manipulation. These men will either try to rush your future plans to align with their timeline, or they'll suggest that you're moving too fast and should slow down to focus more on the relationship. Either approach reveals someone who's more concerned with controlling your path than supporting your authentic journey. Pay attention to how he talks about commitment and the future of your relationship. Does he discuss future plans in terms of how they would benefit both of you, Or does he focus primarily on what he would gain? Does he show interest in how a relationship would fit into your existing life goals? Or does he expect you to reshape your future around his needs and desires? Be particularly wary of men who seem to want a fresh start with you that requires distancing yourself from your past relationships, friendships, or experiences. While it's natural to want to build something new together, a healthy relationship incorporates and honors your past rather than requiring you to abandon it. Also, watch for men who become uncomfortable or competitive when you talk about past achievements, adventures, or positive experiences. A man with genuine intentions will celebrate your rich history and will want to add to your collection of positive experiences rather than competing with them or minimizing their importance. Notice whether he asks about your lessons learned from my past relationships in a respectful, growth-oriented way, or whether he seems to be fishing for information about your vulnerabilities, insecurities, or areas where you might be easily influenced or controlled. Remember, your past has made you who you are today, and your future belongs to you. The right man will honor both your history and your dreams, seeing them as integral parts of the amazing woman he's getting to know. He'll want to understand your journey and support your continued growth, rather than trying to erase your past or control your future. Behavior. 5. How he interacts with your support system and social circle. The fifth and perhaps most revealing behavior that unveils a man's true intentions is how he interacts with your support system and social circle. This includes your family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, and anyone else who plays a meaningful role in your life. As an older woman, you've likely cultivated a rich network of relationships over the years, and these connections are not just important to you, they're also protective of you. How a man approaches these relationships reveals whether he sees them as assets to treasure or obstacles to overcome. Let's begin by understanding what healthy integration looks like. A man with genuine intentions will be genuinely interested in meeting the people who matter to you. He'll understand that your relationships are an extension of who you are, and he'll want to connect with your support system because he values everything that makes you happy and fulfilled. He'll make an effort to remember names, details about your friends and family members, and important events in their lives. When you talk about your daughter's promotion or your best friend's health scare, he'll follow up and ask how they're doing. He'll remember that your sister lives in Denver and ask about her when you mention planning a trip there. These details matter because they show he's paying attention to your whole life, not just the parts that directly involve him. A man with genuine intentions will also respect the time you spend with your support system. He'll encourage your friendships and family relationships, understanding that these connections enrich your life, and by extension, enrich what you bring to your relationship with him. He won't compete with your other relationships for your time and attention, because he understands that a woman with strong relationships is a healthier, happier partner. When he does meet your friends and family, he'll be genuinely interested in getting to know them as individuals rather than just seeing them as people he needs to win over to gain access to you. He'll engage in real conversations, show authentic interest in their lives, and treat them with the same respect he shows you. Now, let's examine the concerning behaviors that reveal ulterior motives. The first major red flag is what I call isolation tactics. These men will subtly or directly try to distance you from your support system. This doesn't always look like dramatic demands to cut people off. Often it's much more subtle and gradual. He might make small negative comments about your friends or family members, planting seeds of doubt about their motives or their impact on your life. Comments like, "Your sister seems really stressed about her own life. Maybe she's projecting onto yours." Or, "I've noticed your friends from work always seem to bring up drama when you're trying to relax." These comments are designed to make you second-guess your relationships and gradually pull away from people who might see through his manipulations. Another version of isolation tactics is scheduling sabotage. He'll consistently plan special dates, trips, or activities that conflict with your existing social commitments. When you mention that you can't make his plans because you're having dinner with your book club or visiting your grandchildren, he'll act disappointed or hurt, making you feel like you're choosing others over him. Over time, this pressure can lead you to cancel plans with others to avoid conflict with him. Pay attention to men who show excessive interest in learning details about your relationships, but not in a genuine way. They'll ask probing questions about your friends' personal lives, your family dynamics, or conflicts you've had with people in your circle. This information gathering isn't motivated by care for you. It's reconnaissance that can be used later to manipulate your relationships or find weaknesses to exploit. Watch for what I call competitive positioning. These men will try to position themselves as superior to or more important than the people in your support system. They might make subtle comparisons between the attention they give you versus what your friends provide, or they'll point out ways that your family doesn't understand or appreciate you like they do. They'll also sometimes try to become your primary source of advice and emotional support, gradually replacing the role that your friends and family have played in your life. While it's natural for romantic partners to provide emotional support, it becomes concerning when a man actively tries to diminish your reliance on other supportive relationships. Another red flag is charm manipulation. Some men will be overly charming to your friends and family, not because they genuinely like them, but because they're trying to win allies who will speak favorably about them to you. You can often tell the difference because this charm feels performative rather than authentic, and it doesn't extend to situations where they're not trying to make an impression. These men might also try to create special relationships with key people in your support system, sharing confidences or creating inside jokes that exclude you. This is a manipulative tactic designed to make it harder for these people to warn you about concerning behaviors they might observe. Be particularly wary of men who seem threatened by your close friendships, especially with other women who have known you for a long time. These relationships often provide perspective and wisdom that can help you see situations clearly, and manipulative men recognize this threat to their ability to control the narrative of your relationship. Watch for men who make excuses to avoid meeting your friends and family, or who consistently have conflicts that prevent them from attending important events in your life. While scheduling conflicts happen, a pattern of unavailability for your important moments reveals someone who doesn't want to be scrutinized by people who care about you. Pay attention to how he responds when your friends or family members express concerns about him or your relationship. A man with genuine intentions will want to address these concerns directly and will be curious about what might have given them pause. A man with ulterior motives will try to dismiss their concerns, suggest that they're jealous or don't understand your relationship, or pressure you to ignore their input. Notice whether he encourages transparency in your relationship or whether he prefers to keep things private. While every couple needs some privacy, men with ulterior motives often prefer secrecy because they know that people who care about you might recognize problematic patterns that you're too close to see clearly. Also observe how he treats the people in your support system when he thinks you're not paying attention. Does his politeness disappear when he doesn't think you're watching? Is he dismissive or rude to your friends when you step away from the conversation? These moments of unguarded behavior often reveal true character. Here's something crucial. Trust the instincts of people who care about you. Your longtime friends and family members aren't trying to sabotage your happiness. They're trying to protect someone they love. If multiple people in your support system express concerns about a man you're dating, it's worth paying serious attention to their observations. Remember, the right man will see your support system as one of your greatest assets. He'll understand that women with strong relationships are typically happier, more confident, and better partners. He'll want to add to your circle of support, not replace or diminish it. Your relationships are not obstacles to love. They're foundations that make authentic love possible. As we reach the end of our deep dive into these 5 revealing behaviors, I want you to take a moment to reflect on what we've covered today. We've examined how a man's response to your success and independence reveals whether he sees you as a partner or an opportunity. We've explored how his approach to physical and emotional intimacy shows whether he values connection or conquest. We've analyzed how his treatment of your time and attention demonstrates whether he respects your worth or takes it for granted. We've looked at how his attitude toward your past and future reveals whether he honors your complete journey or wants to reshape it for his benefit. And finally, we've discussed how his interaction with your support system shows whether he wants to join your life or control it. Here's what I want you to understand above all else. You are not responsible for decoding mixed messages, making excuses for disrespectful behavior, or convincing a grown man to value you properly. Your role is not to transform someone into the partner you deserve. Your role is to recognize and choose the man who already understands your worth. These 5 behaviors we've discussed today are not just warning signs. They're also guideposts, pointing you toward the kind of man who deserves access to your amazing life. When you encounter a man who celebrates your success without trying to diminish it, who seeks genuine connection over mere physical satisfaction, who treasures your time and attention, who honors your past while supporting your future, and who embraces your support system as part of loving you completely, that's when you know you've found someone worthy of your consideration. But here's the most important message I want to leave you with today. You already have everything you need to create a fulfilling life. You don't need a man to complete you, to solve your problems, or to make you whole. You are already complete, already valuable, and already worthy of love and respect, exactly as you are right now. The purpose of recognizing these behaviors is not to close your heart to love, but to open it only to love that truly serves your highest good. It's about raising your standards, not lowering your expectations. It's about protecting your energy, so you can invest it in connections that genuinely nourish and fulfill you. As an older woman, you have something that many younger women are still developing: the wisdom to know what you want, the confidence to ask for it, and the strength to walk away when you don't get it. Use these gifts, trust your instincts, honor your experience, and never, ever settle for less than you deserve simply because someone makes you feel like you should be grateful for their attention. Your time is precious. Your energy is valuable. Your love is a gift to be earned, not a consolation prize to be claimed. The right man will understand this instinctively, and he'll show up consistently with actions that match his words and intentions that align with his behavior. If this video has resonated with you, I hope you'll take action right now. Please hit that like button if you found this information valuable. It helps us reach more amazing women who need to hear this message. Share this video with friends who might benefit from this perspective, because supporting other women in their journey toward healthy relationships is one of the most powerful things we can do for each other. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on these behaviors or your own experiences with recognizing genuine versus questionable intentions. Your insights might be exactly what another woman needs to hear to trust her own instincts and make better choices for herself. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest content about mature relationships, self-respect, and creating the life you truly deserve. We're building a community of wise, strong women who refuse to settle for anything less than authentic love and genuine respect. And if you've found real value in this content, please consider supporting our channel with super thanks. Your support allows us to continue creating the kind of in-depth, honest content that addresses the real challenges and opportunities that come with mature dating and relationships. Every contribution, no matter the size, helps us reach more women who need this information. Remember, you are worthy of a love that celebrates who you are, honors where you've been, and supports where you're going. You deserve a partner who sees your strength as beautiful, your independence as attractive, and your wisdom as invaluable. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise, and don't settle for anything less. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us today. Until next time, keep honoring your worth, trusting your instincts, and never apologizing for knowing exactly what you deserve. You've got this, and we're here supporting you every step of the way.